my son is whatever, whatever. And then I ended up with Alpenseca in Pensacola, Florida. And man, these guys were scary. Scary looking for me. I mean, I was rattled. It's basically like I had fear. I was completely scared and fear. You don't mix. That's two different things right there, you
Did
know.
they give you any preferential treatment being in the family, or did
No,
you get
actually, you
extra
know
hard
what?
treatment for being in the family?
They put me to the motherfucking test. They basically
Great.
just beat your ass up and say, this is it. You're not fucking with my sister like that. You know what I mean? It's just they had to put me in line. They had to put me in check. Somebody had to. They didn't send me to juvenile. They didn't send me to boot camp. I already been there, did it, done it. They sent me somewhere else where, okay, I'm gonna send you to my brothers. We're gonna straighten you out. And again, I keep in mind, I had no clue about wrestling. I didn't. That wasn't even in the back of my head. I was just going there, which is I didn't know. I didn't know what I was walking into, but I just happened to be there with Alpenseca, and they're wrestlers. That's what they do. That's how they feed their family. My job is to be there and listen to my uncles and hope for the best with me, trying to straighten out a 14-year-old, 15-year-old kid. You know what I mean? Born in 1960. I didn't know what's going on. I carried their bags. You know, we go town to town, and then we just ended up here in New York a year later in 79, 80s, and then boom, magic. This is where all the magic happened for the Tonga kid.
When they were first breaking you in, was the lesson learned on the first slam, or did it take you a couple of weeks? Did you wonder, what am I doing? Did you want to quit? How hard was it for you as they were spelling it out to you?
Yeah,
Listen, kid.
you know, it was hard. It really was. It was hard, but at that time, I don't have a choice. I don't have. That's why they sent me to them. They trusted in them to believe to change their son or whatever, and it worked. It worked, you know.
What a
Sometimes.
blessing, too.
Oh, it was.
We're
It
sending
was.
you to the Samoans.
Yes, and then end up in
God.
New York. And then up in New York, out of all places. I'm just carrying their bags, listening as a nephew.
Sure.
Nephew, do this, wash the car, whatever. I washed their trunk. I've been on the road with them. I met a lot of legends, but never thought that New York City, where I, the Tonga kid, would land, San Fatu, with my uncle and get the big break, where all the magic happens.
Amazing.
Right here in New York. It's basically where it became a star.
And we're gonna talk about that magic. But first, earlier you were talking about your family. You have a great family, right? And with every family, there's triumph and tragedy, right? Life and death. But Umaga, Eddie Fatu, your brother,
Yes.
incredible talent.
Oh, man.
Can you talk to us and just tell us about your brother and what kind of person this man was? Because as a wrestling fan, what a talent, but I could imagine with someone being that talented, what a great human being he probably was.
Yes. Again, these are very sensitive, you know, that come out. But again, I'll just keep it real. My brother was a good person. I'm not just telling you or the world because he's my brother. You have to know him to say these things, and I know him. He was a good person, a good human being, a good dad, a good uncle, a good brother. He was a giving man. I mean, the money that he made and he shared his blessings. It's the same what I did when I was Tonga kid. I shared my blessings. And, you know, my brother, Edward Fatu, my mom calls him Edward Fatu. I was wondering, who you calling Edward Fatu? I didn't know that was his real name, you know. That's your brother's real name. I thought it was Eki, you know, but it said, no, it's Edward Fatu. It's on the birth certificate. But my brother Humanga was a good man. Like I said, it's just sad that he left so early. He went so quick,
Yeah.
so fast, and to this day it's hard. We're still trying to deal with it, and I know it's been a while. But anytime you lose a loved one, it's those are hard to bounce back from. We got to learn how. I try to really learn how to dust myself up. Even with Yoko, I always think, what would be if they were still alive and here with us, or with me? You know, what would it be like? A celebration. There's always laughing and joy all the time with us. So we miss half of that. You know, we miss half of the Samoans, our family. You know, they're all falling. Everyone's falling like dominoes right now, and a lot has to do with the choices they make, the stuff they eat, the things they do in life. You're putting in your body. You know, it's all up to you. You know, whether you want to move forward in life or not. But My brother had some issues he was dealing with, and it can, again, like I said, it can be family issue, it can be work issue, it could be maybe he didn't go. Vince sent him, I guess, to some rehab or whatever the case may be. But again, you can't stick. I can lead the horse to the water, but I can't make you drink it. But yeah, I mean, he's a good person. He really was.
Well,
Like again, I'm not saying that because he's my brother. Please don't. I'm not trying to be a hero or saying, oh, you only say it because his brother. No, I'm telling you, he is a good person, a good human being, a good dad, a good brother. He was just a giving person, and he was humble. He just happened. I mean, the spotlight they gave him, he earned that. I mean, he's a good fucking wrestler, man. A good worker, a savage, a beast, a bulldozer. You call it all. You combine all them wrestlers in one. That's my brother Humaga right there.
Sam, I would hope that it would be comforting, at least to you, because I'm sure you recognize this. Since his passing, his legend amongst wrestling fans has grown to almost mythological proportions. People want him in the Hall of Fame yesterday. I mean, that must make you feel good, at least, I would assume.
Yes. I mean, at least they recognize him. At least they thought about him. You know what I mean?
It was great.
Sam, I'm going to tell you a true story.
Great.
I have a daughter. She's 30 now. If I was going to have a son, and my wife could back this up, my daughter could back this up, I was going to name my son Umaga. And
No
that is
way.
the truth.
No,
that is the truth. If my wife was here, she would tell you. I was
Umaga
naming
Monty.
my son Umaga.
There's Humaga right here.
That's it, baby, Umaga.
Ay, ay, ay.
So, Sam, you had some children, and from what I've read, your wife had a heart attack during childbirth and recovered, God bless.
Yes.
Can you tell us that story of what happened and how you felt during this whole
Which
thing?
is also medically unheard of, from what I understand.
Well, thank
too,
God.
What happened in that situation?
Thank God and God bless.
Yeah,
That's the
man, that was a 12 years ago. This motherfucker mine. I need a zip for that, man. 'Cause that's a totally.
a little more?
That's really yes.
At commercial break, I'm bringing it over.
All right,
refill.
all right.
Right here, baby.
Yes, got you.
Fucking wine.
So I thought she had the flu. She wasn't feeling good one night, and I thought, of course it was flu season that time. So what are you supposed to think? So anyway, I ended up taking her to the emergency that night. It was about late, like 2 a.m, maybe 1, and I go park the car, like I always do, and she goes in, and then I come in, and they said something's wrong with your wife. I said, oh, what's going on? She said, oh, she's pregnant. That's what they told me. I thought she had the flu. They go, oh, no, she's pregnant. I said, okay. That's the first visit. The second visit, we go, now I know she's pregnant now. We know. This is a shock because she wasn't supposed to be pregnant. She's not supposed to have any kids, period. I was 45 years old. She's not supposed to have any kids. Well, second loop around, now we know she's pregnant. She knows she's pregnant. Boom. Never didn't know we were going to have twins. Never at all. We thought it was one baby. That was it. Anyway, so the next visit, now we go for her checkup. Pregnant ladies go to regular for checkup, not emergency appointments, right? So she walks in there, and then I drop her off. I park the car again, the second round, and then they turn around, and next thing you know, we have all of these people on the 3rd floor. Keep in mind, it's just a regular appointment, just a checkup, see how she was doing. So when she arrived there, they took her straight up to the 3rd floor. I parked the car. When I arrived, I couldn't get up to the floor because there was too many commotion happening. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. In my back of my mind, that ain't my wife.
Right.
That ain't my wife,
Right.
But I know the floor
else.
she's on
Right.
because I said, oh, she's on the 3rd floor. You already text me? So, okay. So anyway, I get up to the 3rd floor. I never forget the room number. It was A15. I'll never get that room number because that's what caught the corner of my eye because they wouldn't let me in the door. Now I know it's my wife. Something's going on. So she ended up having, I guess, started with a blood clot or something like that, and it came up to the leg, stopped her from breathing. Now, when they stopped her from breathing, I looked through the curtain, and there's a a lady on top of my wife pressing the chest to try to revive her. Keep in mind, she's pregnant now. You're jumping on her stomach, and and now you're trying to bring her back to life, or trying to get air in her. So the lady couldn't press no more. So a guy jumps on her now. Now you got two. Now they need a little bit more pressure, a little bit more muscle. I'm trying to get to the room. They're trying to tonk me from coming in, but I can see them doing this to my wife. And I'm trying to get to her. So the security, code blue was for her, code red was for me.
Oh, boy.
To take me out and secure me, because there's too much happening. There's people everywhere. I mean, you're talking 40 people in this one little room. They're all different. One's for the heart and the other one's for the leg. I mean, you got all these people trying to get to my wife. And then the last I remember is the doctor came out. You can almost see them bend their head down. And that feeling was the most darkest moment of my life. You can almost tell she's dead. You know, when you see the doctors come out, they don't have to tell you. You can feel it. You can look at the emotion. And sure enough, man, she was gone. Yeah, she was gone. They covered with the blanket. I could see through the rope. That's how I knew the door number, because of I can see through it all the way, but I remember that room number, and I remember them covering her with the white sheet, and the doctors were outside in the hallway talking, and they secured me in some lunchroom and sent a preacher up there to me, a preacher towards my way, not to her, but to me, to calm me down. And then they sent some lady to check my blood pressure, some nurse, I don't know. And then I think maybe 4 minutes later, the gentleman runs out to the hallway, and the doctors are sitting there trying to figure out, like, what happened. Like 4 or 5 doctors don't even know what happened. They said something about a blood clot, and then I guess some other stuff, whatever. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. But then all I heard was this voice, like, we got to pause. We got to pause. Right. And then, boom, it's like, again, every fucking traffic again. People want to be fucking running all over it. We got to pause. It's like fucking winning the lotto to them. Yeah. I don't know what that shit is. I can't get in because they locked me in the fucking lunchroom where they have lunch, these nurses and doctors. So they went back, boom, we got to pause. So, boom, they got the pause going. The other doctor comes in with you can hear them running down the fucking the hallway like spoons and forks. But this is not an emergency room. This is not a place where you cut someone and do surgery. This is an appointment. So they cut her, no anesthesia, nothing. They straight got the knife, just cut my wife. And they cut her like she's going to live. They could have cut her any way they wanted, just to yank the babies out. Your next thing the doctor had to do was to save my kids, the baby, the twins. They didn't have, whoever cut her wasn't trying to save just the twins. They cut her underneath where they wear the bikini, just like whatever you call that stuff, how they cut ladies to bring the babies out. I don't know what they call that. But they cut it like she's C-section. Mm-hmm. But they could have cut her like this. They could have cut her and just get the fucking babies out. Right. Right now we need to focus on the baby. The wife's dead. Didn't work that way. When they cut, whoever cut that doctor, until this day I met her, she's the one that cut where they want to save all three parties. Mm-hmm. We can't go outside and tell that guy over there that lost all three of his family. I might as well just jump out the window too. I ain't got nothing else to live for. But I mean, besides my other kids are grown, you know. Right. But anyway, yeah. As soon as they said we got the pause, boom, and then they came in with all these night, no anesthesia, no nothing. My wife, she's already gone. As soon as they cut her stomach, the way they explain it, don't talk doctor to me. I know what a stroke is. I know what a heart attack is. Just talk straight. Tell me what happened. What do we? So when they cut her, they almost say it's like popping the balloon. When you pop the balloon, the air came out. So when they cut her, boom, the babies come out. Now the blood, everything's flowing now. So it's almost like, okay, you know, whatever's happening is fucking happening. The babies are out. They got her breathing through. Everything is moving. We got 48 hours. Did she make it or she don't? Right now she's critical condition. Same time the babies, the same way my kids. They were 26 weeks. They didn't even have a heart. They had a heart, but it's not fully developed. So one doctor holds one of my son, Marley Fatu. I got a girl, Miracle, and they're doing the heart, the same thing what they did to my wife when she was. So now you got one doctor having them like that, and they had the finger, and they're walking my kids down the twins, pressing to keep the heart pumping till they got them to wherever they need to get them. because this is not even an emergency room. Has nothing to do with a drama.
It's a regular practice.
It's just a regular appointment room. You
crazy.
you just go to fucking for a checkup.
Right.
And all this shit took place in that room. Never happened in California history at all. Till today, people still talk about that. Never happened. Usually they call code blue, they lose them. This code blue, they didn't lose my wife or my kids. You know, they code red, well, of course, for me, because I was already, I don't know what's happening. I'm freaking out, you know. But, yeah, that's how all that happened. Now I got two healthy, beautiful twins, Miracle and Marley. You know, a set of twins, 12 years old right now. So, and again, I just give, right place at the right time. The doctor, I guess, if I didn't take her in that day, or she would have, I would have lost her.
Very blessed.
Yeah, I would have lost her. Yeah, if I would have waited another day, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Well,
you know?
with that, say God bless and thank God.
Man.
With that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with pro wrestling legend, and I'm allowed to call him this, the Tonga Kid.
Do you treat your dog as part of the family? Well, so do we. So why not celebrate your pup's birthday with the ultimate party box? Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Party Pup Info, and let us make your pup's party or any celebration perfection.
That's right, folks. Canine Corral for all your dog daycare and overnight care. Call 631-549-1544. That's 631-549-1544. The Monty and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler and broadcast, Monty the Pharaoh, only seen here out of Indie Music TV. We are with an incredible person, not to mention one of the greatest pro wrestlers in the history of pro wrestling, the Tonga Kid, in studio.
All right, man. Let's do it, Sam. Let's go on to where we got to see you when we were in junior high. And
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, this is the fun.
Because we're right about your age,
Thank
so
you.
we can't do that,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So there we are. We're talking the WWF back in the early 80s. Bob Backlund is champ. We're not at Hulk Hogan era yet for you folks at home. I'm drawing you a picture. Post Bruno Sammartino, pre-Hulk Hogan, Backlund, and the guy named Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Yes.
Of course, we all know that you show up in the WWF defending the honor of your cousin, the great Superfly Jimmy Snuka. And boy, oh boy, talk about right place, right time,
Man.
right superstars. Jimmy Snuka is at his... He's so red hot, forget it. You got blisters all over your fingers if you touch him. Same thing with Roddy Piper. And here comes the Tonga Kid. Tell us about that awesome debut and your match with Roddy Piper at MSG. Please.
Man, it's like as hot as that hot sauce you got right there, man. That's how hot. That's how hot we were. That's how hot we were, man. We were hot as that hot sauce. Right place at the right time. You called it. Same thing what I said earlier about my wife. Just at the right place at the right time.
How did it come about that they broke it to you? You were going to be a part of this huge program. Were you just like blown away by it? How was it broken to you?
Well, they broke it to me in Allentown, Pennsylvania, the little hall where they shoot TV every Wednesday.
Sure.
Yeah, they broke it down. Jimmy got run into some issues, or like all other wrestlers run into issues. You know, you got to send him to some kind of rehab or whatever he was dealing. Again, I was young. I don't know a lot of them. That's just what I hear. Again, I was there at the same time they were talking about that, and they needed someone to try to not replace him. I could look, with all full respect, I love Jimmy. He's a great person, a good mentor, a good father, good uncle, you name it all. I've been around at the young age, and I'm not trying to take Jimmy's spot. I wasn't trying to act like Jimmy. I wasn't trying to fulfill Jimmy's shoes. I could never fulfill them legend shoes. Hell, we don't even fucking wear shoes. So,
that's pretty funny.
I mean, goddamn, I and motherfucker wine boy, man,
There you go.
I can
You
never.
were maintaining the momentum.
Yeah,
of Superfly,
we just had the. I just again had to be in the right people. When they broke that, it was for me. It was an honor. And then at the same time, I thought, man, I was actually like, can I do this? I mean, I sort of doubted myself for a minute there.
Crash course,
so
right?
I mean, I don't. They threw me into the lions. Like, yeah, wow, I'm supposed to learn that like right now.
How did that
Shit,
feel?
You got 10 minutes before you're on the match, kid. Hurry the fuck up. Oh no, I don't have 10 minutes. I need to overlook this, or somebody got to show me something. Tell me anything. But it was so hot. I didn't realize how hot it was. Because keep in mind, when Snook and Piper had, when I jumped in, I'm young. I don't know nothing about the angle. I have no idea who Piper is. I have no idea who Mr. T is. I have no idea who the hell these people are. But again, I happen to look like Snooker. Yeah, you're the Tonga kid. And Vince said, hey, okay, we're going to make you the cousin. Because back then, there was a lot of Polynesian. If you guys don't look at it, I'll name a few. You got Don Morocco from South Pacific, Hawaii. You got Siva Happy from Western Samoa, South Pacific. You got the Wild Samoans from the American Samoa, South Pacific. You see? So all them areas were covered. We need to hurry up and come up with a name for me. But on my favorite that helped me, it's because of my age. My age. Right. I mean, I was like the youngest. They hired me.
You're a baby in that crowd.
They hired me.
They sure did.
Hey, 16-year-old here. We'll hire you. I'm only 16. I can't get a job. You got to be 18 or older to get in the bar. Fuck it. You're 16. You can drop kick. Okay, we're gonna. There you go.
Was Vince nervous about getting you out there on?
Well, by the way, I want you to understand.
Underage, get out of
Breaking bread with this man a little while ago. And we were talking about that moment.
You ate my fish, though.
I did eat your fish,
and
you missed out. You ordered steak. That's his problem.
You're a nice guy. What'd you get for dessert? A coconut?
The fish is good.
I mean, come on, Slam. What the hell? You're terrible.
He's younger than we are. Who would have known?
Wait a minute.
That the guy that's made
it
was 16 years old. Whatever. So I want to tell people out there.
I'm not that old. I refuse to admit anything.
I want to share the story because I think it's pretty important, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
In life, there's certain moments that you remember.
Of course.
And as a wrestling fan, there's certain moments that you remember.
Wrestling moments you remember in your life.
Yes. This moment, that match, I remember like it was yesterday. Right. A few reasons. One, he's new to the Federation. He comes on. They do that angle. He's after Piper. He's defending his uncle. Yada yada yada. Yeah. You can't take him seriously. He's nobody. This is Roddy Piper. They're just gonna do this crap on TV. Yeah. All good. It was very entertaining.
Yeah.
But I remember the month before, Howard Finkel would always announce the main event.
Next month's matches.
One of the best announcers.
Yep. Announces the main event. Tonga Kid against Roddy Piper.
Right.
I used to go to the Garden every month.
Right.
That month, I said, I ain't going to that.
Sold out.
I'm not ridiculous. Sold out. So we get to watch it on MSG like we used to.
Red hot.
This match
was ridiculously
ridiculously incredible. I had to ask him at the dinner table, and please explain.
Yeah, he got
is this rehearsed?
I got because it right now.
I got goosebumps too. Match is flawless, exciting,
fire, talk about everything.
So I did ask you, so maybe you could explain, because I thought it was interesting when we were having dinner. When Piper's ramming your head against the turnbuckle, I'm thinking maybe you guys talked about it, but you go ahead, take it from there.
Okay, so here's what happened. So we didn't rehearse that. It's basically everything was on the fly. You got to keep in mind, I'm completely a virgin with everything. Walking into this, all I had to do was listen. But everybody has their moment to shine. Everybody wants to shine. So back then, you got the Michael Jackson, the moonwalk, okay? Michael Jackson, one of the hottest hip-hop in the fucking world right now, right? I mean, back then, in the 80s. Well, I sort of put a little 2 and 2 together. Piper didn't even know I was going to do that. He had no idea. All he knows, every Samoan you slam a headbutt together, or you bump their heads, or hit it on a turnbuckle, you hit them with a chair, we don't sell it.
Right.
Our gimmick is you got a hard head. Well, yeah, we really do have a hard head. In reality and life, we do have a hard head.
Okay.
I mean, you hit me with a chair, I'll probably go down and gag myself, but we do have hard heads because your wife or whoever can tell you that over and over and over and over again. That's what I mean by hard head. So now, here we go, the headbutt. Okay, boom, everybody sell or they don't sell it. My thing was, okay, let me put a little bit of the flavor on it. I'm trying to stay with the 80s. I'm trying to stay, who's the hottest movie star? Who's the hottest hip-hop? Who's the hottest? Michael Jackson was hot. I said, okay, I can dance. I'm young. I'm from the hood. I
Now, what, you're thinking about this during the match?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, this was before.
No, this is not during the match. This is the era that I was in.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
I'm growing up in that era. The
Right.
Michael Jackson, be there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. You know, like Rick James.
Right.
Back in the.
Well, what you're about to do wasn't planned, though, right?
Not at all.
Tell us. Okay,
Not
go
at
ahead.
all.
Go ahead,
So
go for
Piper didn't even know it was coming. He had no idea that I could dance. So we get to the dressing room anyway. So now, boom, here comes this. A little bit of the moonwalk, a little bit of the strutting. I put a little bit of the mix. People didn't know, how does he moonwalk with no shoes? What is that move? Well, you got to know what that move is because that's one of the hottest fucking moves in hip-hop is the fucking moonwalk.
Oh, yeah.
How can you not know what that is?
Yeah.
So I put that and I mix it, and on top of that, I don't have shoes. That even made it better.
Yeah.
And Samoa's got a hard head, so I'm not gonna sell. I can do this and look straight up. Everybody does that, so why not do it? Add a little dance to it and a little bit of a moonwalk, and it's all up to the heel how to sell it. Either he'll cut me off or let me do my thing.
Right.
And he let me do my thing.
Did he
Boy,
sell that
yeah.
shit, man?
Oh, he didn't even know what's coming. He came back to the dressing room. He said, "What the fuck was that?" He don't even watch. He don't even know the Michael Jackson. He probably know, but I mean, his kids probably know more than he is. You know, but again, Piper's a whole lot older than me. I don't know how old, but then I was completely, like I said, I was young, so I just followed the momentum of the '80s to the '82 or whatever is happening. I'm trying to stay in the race.
His face during that, like, he had never seen anything like that before in his life.
Yeah.
I mean, boy, Jimmy, I got to tell you.
He just looked like that. He was, I mean,
Exactly.
he was looking at me like he had no idea what I was doing.
The most beautiful aspect of that moment, though, shows the amazing professionalism and the recognition of the moment of Roddy Piper.
Yes.
He let your moment breathe.
Yes.
The crowd had
Well done.
time
Exactly.
to let it all out. His reaction was, what on earth?
Yeah.
Everything. He let
But
the
he
whole
could have
moment-
cut me off.
He could have.
He could have not let me shine.
But
he
that-
could have just. But
But
he
he
didn't.
recognized that's not doing either of you a favor.
At all.
He knew
It's
what
not
was
helping.
best. An amazing moment, man.
Yes.
Just an amazing,
He's so
amazing
professional.
moment.
So that's why they're called legends.
Right.
I'm a legend. I'm not putting myself over. I'm a legend.
You
Oh,
don't
you're
have to.
I give a
you don't
shit
have
about
to.
Hall
You
of
are a
Fame.
legend.
You know, I give a shit about Hall of Fame with all due respect, but my kids said to me, and that's all that matters, that you are our Hall of Fame. That's all that matters to me.
Absolutely,
Bro,
man.
you're our Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you know what I
you
mean?
are our Hall
If I
of
could
Fame.
really spell it out, that time
That's-
period, junior highs, which we were in when
Yes.
that moment happened, junior highs from here through the Great Plains to California, we're all talking about you, bro.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful. You can ask for more. in
I
life.
didn't even fucking make. I made the high school, but they kicked my ass out in 9th grade, maybe 10th grade. Shit, that's how bad I was. I was beating people. I was bullying. What all
And put
do
some
is
shoes on.
yeah, exactly. You know, I was just bullying. People. I was just rough kid. Like I said, they sent me the.
Sure.
So now that I've been in experience, I'm a little older, a little wiser. I tell kids now, even my own kids, don't ever bully nobody. No,
you go.
that's not the right thing to do. I mean, sort of, just don't. It's not a good atmosphere. I mean, it's just not good all the way around. But I experienced it. Now that I look back, the guy took his lunch bag. I beat his ass up. He was a nerd. I mean, I can go on and on, but I wish I never would have did that. Period. But
Right.
you learn as you grow, and that's just the bottom line. I
Right.
mean, it's almost like you gotta crawl before you walk, and you gotta walk before you fucking run. It's simple.
That's it, bro.
I mean, that's
You
how simple it
recognize
is. You know?
missteps and you
I'm
correct
sorry,
them.
the kids I beat up back in high school. I see in the 9th grade. Oh, sorry, Tommy. I do remember Tommy. I pulled his hair out and yanked him back and threw him in the locker, and the locker was like maybe as big.
weren't
Sorry,
very big.
Tommy.
And you think
I remember him.
you think we had him?
He's the only one I threw in the locker.
I can't say I had the Tonga
So-
kid knock me
Sam,
out.
Yeah.
Sam, speaking about Jimmy Snuka, you were on Dark Side of the Ring last year. and they did that special on the passing of Nancy Argentina. So there's so many. We've had many wrestlers on. There's so many different stories going on. Can you just tell us what you know, and do you believe that Jimmy killed that girl or didn't kill that girl?
No. Pass, no, and pass.
Gotcha.
Fair enough.
With that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with, in my opinion, your opinion, Hall of Famer, the Tonga Kid. Jimmy, I got to take a dump.
What?
No, I mean I need a dumpster.
Well, for all those needs, you need to call Big V Dumpster Rental, Long Island, New York, 631-900-DUMP. Oh, what's up, Mike?
Hey, Jimmy, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much.
You know, Jimmy, I love this country.
Oh.
I love to buy made in America material. And I love to buy my artwork at TAG, T-A-A-G, Made in America, 14 East Broadway, Port Jefferson, New York, 11717. The shop at the corner.
And Nitro's Garage for all your automotive needs. Call 646-675-2349. That's 646-675-2349. For all your automotive needs, Nitro's Garage. Ask for Jack.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty and Farrow, where we are honored to have future Hall of Famer, the Tonga Kid. By the way, you've got opinions about the Hall of Fame, my friend. What are your thoughts on that, sir?
Look, I mean, me personally, like I said, along with my kids told me that you are a Hall of Famer, and me, I take that to the heart. That's good enough for me. You know, me personally, the Hall of Fame, we all know that wrestling is entertainment. I can't say it's fake because I'm dealing with issues right now from wrestling, which is a lot of chronic pain I deal with all the time. So what do I do to relax my nerve? I got to smoke. You know, I got to smoke some good weed, and this is just the way it is. It's reality, and everybody adapts different in life, and that's what I was required to do towards my doctor and therapy and everything else. So I go through this every day. So how do I adapt in life? I move forward and stop whining and complaining. But when it comes down to all the things, I don't have the itch for that. And what I mean by that, I get it. People, they say, oh, you should be a Hall of Fame. You should be a Hall of Fame. And look, I get it. I totally get it. But being so young and learning a lot of shit in this business, which has made me a millionaire. I used to be a millionaire, or could have made me a millionaire. I mean, there's so many ways to go with this. You know what I mean? Could have, got it,
Coulda,
didn't
was,
have it.
shoulda,
You know,
maybe.
there's shit on. Look, shit on, buried. You know what I mean? I mean, jobber, you name it.
Right.
I've been all that shit.
Sure.
So the ones that really deserve to be the Hall of Fames are the one that really earned it and worked hard for it. I'm not knocking all the legends that are not here with us today. They're lost, and I mean, they're passed and moved on, and then a lot of them are still, some are still here with us today, and some fortunately are not, you know. But those that are played golf and you watch Tiger Woods, they give them green jackets out, those are you call Hall of Fames. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm not knocking the WWE, let's get it clear, I'm not knocking any other wrestler. I just want people to know that our business is entertainment. That's what we do. In golf, that ain't fucking entertainment. These guys deserve to wear that green jacket. These are Hall of Fame. These are the ones that carry, that work hard every single day. We work hard too, but I get it where people say that the match that you guys represent, or we represent wrestling for a long time. I must have took 1,000 slams a year. I get it, I know, but I always in the back of my head, I don't want to say fake, because I'm dealing with now, you know, with high blood pressure, chronic pain, sciatic nerve. These two eyes right here these are cornea transplant right here. These two eyes are cornea transplant, and all this is caused from wrestling. My job. You won't get it in golf, you know, you can't. But these are cornea transplant. Nobody paid my bill. No, WWE didn't pay nobody. My wife paid all that shit through insurance. So I'm going through those issues because of my job. So when I had the cornea transplant, I was done supporting my family. and that hurt it. I went to the DMV, believe it or not, to get my driver's license. I couldn't even see the E, and the E had to be big as shit. You can't. That's the first letter you see. You got to take the eye exam. If you don't pass the eye exam, why are we putting you in the car? It don't make no fucking sense. Right. I couldn't see nothing. I was completely blind, but didn't recognize. So they closed this eye, Anyway, so now there's no driver's license, no ID. Now they put you in the surgery, and it's up to me. What do I got to fucking do? I'm blind anyway. Go ahead and cut me. I don't give a shit. Give me somebody else's eye, and this is what these are. So the left, never forget the name. At 3 in the morning, I got a call. Tonga, we're ready. You know, we got a transfer. I mean, they almost had a car accident, I don't know, an hour ago. The eye's fresh, and her name's Linda. These are cornea transplants. You put another eye. They can take your eye out and put another eye in. I got Linda here and Diane over here. And this is serious. This is real talk. This is not bullshit. This is real.
Amazing, because I cannot tell.
Yeah. So
you can't tell. You got Linda's eyes.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm serious.
God. Linda, Linda and Diane will stick with me forever. A true couple.
You could see clearly the rain was gone.
The cloud. There's no cloud there. So exactly. So I ended up with that. So no issue. But besides those who said the Hall of Fame, hey, you know, thank you. I thank you guys for thinking about me. I thank you for watching my whole career. And like, you guys probably know a whole lot more in my career than I do.
We might.
You know,
we might, which isn't good, right?
No, it makes us books. Big time.
That motherfucking wine, you know.
There you go. There you go. Sam, we've had Lee Cole in the studio. He's the brother of Tom Cole. Tom Cole, of course, was part of the Ring Boy scandal involving Mel Phillips and Terry Garvin. I know this is probably not an easy thing to ask you about, but Tom Cole had said about Pat Patterson, who I know you had your memories of Pat. He would say about Pat Patterson the following. He'd look at you, and when he was talking to you, he'd look right at your crotch, and he'd, like, lick his lips and shit. He'd make sexual gestures by looking at you like that. Now, this is Tom Cole saying this. He put his hand on your ass and squeeze your ass and stuff like that. He'd check you out like you were a chick. I'm just curious, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but as far as Pat Patterson goes, most of the people who come in here love him. Is there any truth to any of the shenanigans we hear about Pat with someone like what Tom Cole would have to say regarding Pat's sexual conduct behind the scenes?
I think it is.
Something to it.
I mean, I'm not tapping on to what he's. I'm telling you my story.
Sure. Please.
I think it is. I mean, you know, everything has to be a hush, shut. You know what I mean? Everything's closed by the door. I mean, there's a position for everyone to do in the WWF. Everybody has a position to do. Whether you bend down or stand up tall or fucking take a bump or kneel or take the pinfall, take the blame.
Let's play horsey. What the heck is going on here?
You know, I'll take the heat today. I wasn't there. Well, you were there last night.
Oh my God! So Patterson never called you into the back of the shower, did he? I hope.
No.
Okay, good.
Pat,
I'm just checking.
Pat.
Hey, Linda, come in here and bring Susan with you. This is terrible. This is awful. Sorry, Pat.
Here's what I can remember about Pat, and I'm saying this from it's not the motherfucking wine. Growing up in the business, Pat had a lot to do with me get into the WWF.
He's a genius. We love him.
Into the WWF with the father.
Understood.
Not the son, the father.
The big kahuna.
The big dog.
There you go.
The nicest big dog. They got me the good money, good life. Pat was the one that made it happen because Pat seen something in me. He was probably checking me out. He seen something in me. But I never went that far as all the rumors that float around the dressing room. But I do know every time I walk by him, he always slapped me in the ass. He didn't squeeze it. He Okay. didn't look up and down at my crotch or whatever.
Did he say to you, beat it?
No, he
said, you moonwalk over to my room?
You're up next, kid.
This is awful.
That's what he did. He slapped me in the butt and said, you're up next, kid.
There you go, kid.
Hey,
go out
I was
there.
16. What the fuck? I could have been a minute. I could have had a law. I could have sued. I'll try. I got to be, that's it. You're done.
These boys are minors. What are you doing here?
You know,
such a kind interview has gone the wrong way.
Never slapped, but Pat was a good, for me anyways. I know other wrestlers, but I speak only for my behalf. He was good to me. He helped me get in the position I was in. He helped me get into WWF. He helped me and my brother Rikishi get into WWF when we were in Pensacola, Florida. We left WCW back in the 91, 92. And then we got a break as the head shrinkers.
Right.
WWF, and Pat called us and meet in Mobile, Alabama. I mean, Pat had a lot to do. I don't know who else to fucking call in WWF at that time. I mean, who else am I supposed to call? I can't call. I don't know Vince that well. The son. I don't know the wife. I don't know none of them. All I know is Pat Patterson and Chief J Strongbow.
Right.
I was 16. I'm a little older now. I was WCW, Simone Savage, and boom, now I lost my job there. I'm fucking 91 or 90. My son Jacob's been born. Boom. Okay, what am I doing? I'm 92. I'm calling Pat Patterson, WWF. I'm calling him every single day. We get a break, and this is where me and my brother Rikishi comes in, Mobile, Alabama. Boom. We got hired right there on the fucking spot. A week on the road. What a short fucking dream that was. They fucking cut us off.
Right.
I want to get two fan questions in real quick.
Okay. We got fans?
Maria Davis asks, who's the stiffest wrestler you ever wrestled?
Ooh.
Stan Handsome.
Nice.
He can't see either.
He's blind as a motherfucker, but he'll
didn't have
rock you.
Linda
He'll
or
hit you.
Susan.
You'll feel it if he hits you. You'll wake up.
How did you guys? You guys can't even.
Phil
This
Phil
must have been-
Descare's asking, your debut, what was your shoot weight?
Oh.
Shoot weight?
Yeah, how much did you
so what
really
was your
weigh?
real weight?
205.
Wow.
Not guessing. Yeah, because I remember playing football in high school. Or JV. I fuck, I never even made it to the varsity.
How much did Joe McHugh say
So,
he weighed?
Here's a very
It's really
here's a-
205.
here's a very interesting question, and I really do. This is a pretty impressive question.
I'm
I didn't
getting
even think about it myself.
I'm getting nervous now.
But
what is this impressive question?
Bob McCarthy asked,
Oh, okay,
in the 80s, kayfabe was really strong. What were your thoughts about you and Piper exposing the business, making the movie Body Slam?
Keep it real.
Well,
Simple. Exposing it's been exposed way before me and Piper got together in the business. The only reason why they make that movie is because now it ran into showbiz. After WrestleMania, Mr. T. I mean, who the fuck? I mean, not that I'm not saying it because I hate Mr. T or now you mix Hollywood with fucking wrestling. They just took that fucking shit away from us in WrestleMania. Right. I thought they were just there for halftime to sing. Captain Lou, the MTV, the video, whatever, all that fucking shit they did with Cyndi Lauper and Dave. I just thought it was just like a halftime show.
Right.
But I didn't know they were part of the whole fucking show. I mean, they were the main event. They got Mr. T coming back with Hogan, and that would have made a lot of fucking wrestlers upset. And Mr. T don't know shit about wrestling.
Interesting.
Fucking right, they're gonna be. I'll be fucking hot too. What do you got to make $200,000 in one fucking 30 minutes? It's bullshit. I mean, we're taking 1,000 bumps a fucking year for you.
so T was the spy.
You see, so you can get a lot of people hot like that.
How much money did you make for Body Slam?
Man, I think I was up a month. It took a month to film that movie, and I think they gave me, if I'm not mistaken, I think they gave me 50 grand.
Wow.
But that ain't shit compared to what's happening now.
Oh, sure.
Well, but
sure.
still, back then.
Well, back then, shit, all that motherfucker. All
So
that motherfucker went
between Body Slam at 50 grand and main eventing Madison Square Garden against Piper, how much did you make for that?
I'm up there. I know
20,
a whole lot
30.
more.
So you're talking within a year, bro. You're bringing home for two events. You're bringing home.
I probably walked away with 25, maybe 20 grand at a young age. I mean,
That's
that's a night. I mean, the family's good. Like I said, I mean, I guess that's where. See, now we're gonna stir the can up because I'm coming now. The motherfucker. This is where it's gonna kick in. Now you got these guys that did 20 years in the business, and I only did a year, maybe one or two, and they're paying me all this money because I'm at the right place at the right time. But now you're mad because you did 20 years in wrestling and you never ever made that money before. Why the fuck are you getting mad at me for? I had nothing to do with it. Now you want to slice my throat. You want to tell them it's stew. They're going to stew. Tonga kid this, Tonga kid that. I wasn't even there in Chicago last night.
Who gave you grief, guys? Like Putski? Because I'm thinking Putski right away. That's what I'm thinking.
These are just old time. It's almost like, okay, I'm gonna keep it simple and real. It's almost like the motherfuckers up in the White House. Step down, let the young generation step over. You've been here for 83 years. Move the fuck on. Let's take over. Give some other kids some talent or give them a chance to run the goddamn country.
So you're basically saying, Ray Stevens, get your ass out of the ring. Tonga Kid is here,
And
baby.
you get out the crippler. Yeah, okay, there you go. You know,
You're built like a baked potato. Move on.
Man, you know, we got generation on top of generation. These guys are 85, 83. They're still trying to hold on to that shit. Let that shit go, man.
Nick Bockwinkel.
Your time's up. Your time's up.
So we're almost out of time. I want you to talk about your son, and I want to talk about
There we go.
what's going on with your son, what's happening here. Are we going to get him in the WWF? Is he going to become head of the table? What's going on here, brother?
Man, I mean, there's so much fire. I mean, so much talk about my son, Jacob Fatu. I'm very proud of him, first of all, you know, for holding it down. You know, MLW, heavyweight champion of the world.
Yes, sir.
Again, we all know this shit's a work, but again, you got to have leverage somewhere in this business. I mean, you know.
Yep.
But again, you already seen the talent. I ain't got to talk about that. It's in the bloodline, Samoan Dynasty. And, you know, it's almost like when you get a chance or you get an opportunity, you got to jump WWF. So you had the chance or you had an opportunity and you didn't jump. Now you're trying to jump. You know, I'm not saying it's late. There's always negotiation. There's always, you know, this fellowship or talk about it or whatever. But I think my son is doing well. He's holding it down good. He's a good champion. The longest in MLW, I think 743 days, I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Again, to get it clear, I'm not saying it because he's my son. I ain't trying to put him over, but and it is in reality. This is the story. There's nothing new I can tell you. That's already out there in the internet. So all he had to do is just maintain the exercise, stay in shape, and watch some of his old dad's videos back in the 80s where the fire comes in and the moonwalk and you know, all that good stuff, you know. But
how heavy has the flirtations been with Vince? Because it makes no sense to me why they would not pull the trigger with this. You've got Roman Reigns doing his thing, and here's your son. What on earth? I mean, how heavy has the flirtations been with the company? Is he close? Is it close? Because it should be. I'm talking to Vince right now.
Yeah,
but
it should be.
It should
you
be.
would think Roman should be his right-hand man like Umaga was. Harakishi was, Yokozuna was, Peter Maivia was, The Rock was, the list motherfucking goes on and on and on. The Tonga Kid was, Haku was. You want me to keep going?
It's a long,
shit.
Wild Samoans,
You see what I'm saying?
Long-ass
How can you not flip a coin or tap and say, hey,
Right.
bring them in? That's how
Right.
easy it is.
Oh, it's going to
That's how
happen.
easy it is.
It's going to happen.
But you want to show power, okay? What's power going to get you?
All right, brother. So we got one final question, which we call the Pharaoh's final question. It's an unscripted question. It's coming straight out of the star of the show's head. He's going to hit you with it, and off we go. Jimmy, what do you got for him?
All right, Mr. Fatu, give me your favorite moment in your career. Of all the moments you've had, you just got to give me one that you said this is why I did this in the first place.
I did wrestling in the first place was for my mom, my dad, and my siblings. That's why I did wrestling. Went into wrestling was to help my family. Period. I didn't do it for me, man. I did it for them. That wasn't my dream to become a professional wrestler, but it was an opportunity that I took, and I'm glad I did. I probably would have never made it to the NFL, but my whole thing was to play NFL football, you know.
When you walked back to the dressing room after your amazing moment with Roddy Piper, was it then that you might have picked up the phone and called home and said, hey, I think I've arrived?
I made it, yeah. They seen it on TV. It was only on Saturday. It was only on Saturday morning. You only see it once a week. Back then, it was only Saturday mornings. I think it was, right? I think it was 9 in the morning. It was on a TNT or some shit. I don't remember, but I remember them watching me in the mornings on Saturday. Yeah.
I made it.
Yeah, I made it.
You made it.
I sure did.
Congratulations, and you've been very blessed, my friend, from your life story.
14 kids, 14 grandkids, and 5 kids, and not about the money, but I'm more richer now. I'm richer now than ever was.
14 grandkids and 2 chicks' eyes. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, four grandkids and 2 chicks. You're right. And I got three. I got three wives now. I got
That's
one
you
at
all
home
over.
and 2. I got one at home and 2 I travel with.
Well, I got to tell you, the world's a better place because of you, sir,
Yeah.
and we thank you for being part of this show today. You did not
Great guess.
disappoint.
Great guess.
A lot more questions out there, but we're out of time. I want to thank you for taking your time out to join our show today. We are honored. We are privileged. And God bless you, man.
Thank you. God bless y'all too, and everyone that are watching and listening. God bless y'all.
If you didn't know, you are watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty and Farrow, only seen here out of Indie Music TV. Please catch us on YouTube, Facebook Live page, the Monty and Farrow Facebook Live page. Hear us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Anchor. Catch us on New York Cable, channel 115 every Tuesday from 7 to 7:30, and on Saturdays 6:30 to 7 a.m. Channel 20, which is a few hours from now, from 1:30 to 2 a.m.
Farrow time.
Coming up next Thursday, we have the Job Man, Miss Chris Molter, will be in studio discussing his book and his life as a professional wrestling, he doesn't mind saying it, as a jobber.
Why should he mind saying it? He should be proud of it.
Well, he
was great at it.
he says he has a problem with people saying it's talent enhancement.
Right.
It's called a jobber.
We should parachute Barry Horowitz in and let them go at it.
There you go.
That would be fine.
And on June 19th at 10 a.m., we've got Magnum TA. And at 11 a.m., right after that, we've got Lee Cole in studio. Lee wants to have a discussion over a few episodes ago where we had John Arizzi in, and he was not happy with our comments about Mel Phillips.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Did you know Mel Phillips there?
Hater. Hater.
Hater.
Hater. I don't have to know him. I can just listen. It's just hater. I had it in my life too.
There you go. And on June 28th at 4 p.m., a special Monday show, we've got NWA legend Baby Doll in studio.
Very nice.
Farrow, any parting words, sir?
Just thank you once again for letting us come into your living rooms. We love giving you this show. And until next time, you've been watching Monty and the Pharaoh. Later.
Keep it real.